Time's up, Admiral.
Here it comes.
All kids out of the pool for Adult Swim. All kids out.
Lego Lord of the Rings Balrog raised eyebrows for what some fans say is an unfortunate pose. I see it. I see it. Oh, I see it. It's taking a piss on Gandalf.
You shall not!
And he says to her, listen, you got a fine white girl ass. So I don't like the look of this D. Listen, I don't need gay or straight boner pills. My boner works just fine.
Before you go, one question.
Yes?
Where in the galaxy is Sanusi?
Show us your tits and I'll tell you.
I want to see boobies! I think I've died and gone straight to honker heaven. Boobs are amazing.
See, that puts me at ease every time. Howdy, y'all. Damn it. I tried to avoid it. I've been having a rough since last night. Whatever I've got kicked into high gear overnight, and it really, really has been bugging me. And I tried to make sure, have my throat clear, that I wasn't going to garble it, so I could go, howdy, all. Welcome to the Daily Dive, the double Ds, where you, the chat, the audience, the gatekeepers, help to fight to make this a better place, because we do not believe in the no-win scenario. You know why I say that today? One, because, of course, I've got Star Trek on my mind. I spent all of yesterday working on my Starfleet Academy Episode 5 review. If you haven't watched it, when we're done here, go watch it. I guarantee you'll be entertained. But, of course, when I dissect fake Star Trek, I have to think about real Star Trek. And, man, I'm looking at the online landscape today since I've been awake. And a little bit last night before I went to bed, relatively early for me. One could say we've lost, and we lost a lot to get here, even though, well, let me phrase that. I'll put the right words. We're winning, but what have we lost along the way? And I know we've asked that question a lot, and I've even said it in our discussions. Can any of these things be saved? And I want to remain positive. That's why I wanted to say today, I don't believe in the no-win scenario. And here's why I'm saying that today. Let me sit down, get comfortable. Let's go on a walk together. I know that sounded odd, but you have to sit there and watch me walk. Just go with me. Just go with me. So think about what we've lost. Think about what we've lost. We've lost all these great franchises to the agenda machine. Putting political ideology into stuff, activism. What's the other? There's so many. I want to start using certain terms. I don't want to use all the terms. DEI, I guess one way to put it. All kinds of stuff that's in there. all the crap that they've been polluting our entertainment with for the past decade. It didn't just start a couple years ago. It started over a decade ago. We just didn't know it. Point is, they put a lot of stuff in there. And for a while, they were winning. They were winning. Because every time we cried and shouted and pointed and said, what are you doing? Those who made it said, shut up, we don't need you. We have our modern audience. And the modern audience pretended, in classic Bolshevik fashion, they pretended to be more of them than there were. They shouted a lot. They used classic rules for radicals. They reality inverted. They tried to use name calling to make us feel insecure, because for a while we were also operating on the programming of, wow, don't call me a racist. Don't call me a homophobe. Don't call me any phobe. Don't call me any is or ism. Because that makes me afraid, because I react instantly, because we are not these things. We never were these things. So we react that way. But then we got years into this war. We have scars. We've lost many a friend along the way. We buried men and good women in the trenches, because there are good women out there who fight alongside us. But we had to leave them in the trenches as we marched forward. And then one day we looked around and we realized, wait a minute, their slings and arrows are bouncing off us. Their words no longer have any meaning because they've used them ad nauseum. And they walk by and they say, oh, there goes Star Wars in the dirt. There's Star Trek in the dirt. I just stepped on Doctor Who as I'm marching forward, pushing back. And we realized at a certain point we had reached the final defensive line, Lord of the Rings. And we stood at that line. And that line was so wide and so glaring and so disgusting that the world said, you shall not pass. You shall not pass. And that is when the tide changed. I've always said the tide turned at Rings of Power. The tide turned at Rings of Power, and voices became unified because you brought in the normies and the casuals who up to that point hadn't really realized how bad it was. And Tolkien, which is a franchise that has persisted for between 2 centuries, decades, 100 years. It touched so many lives that they said, no, you will not pervert this. We say no. So from that moment on, the tide turned. And people actually started to really listen to what we all had to say. And it started to reflect in the things that matter. Profits, losses, merch, sales. Beginning to realize that social media interaction doesn't actually mean money or success, because it's just interaction, and a lot of that interaction is negative. Negative. So we looked around and you say, oh shit, oh wow, we're gaining ground. But we look over our shoulders and we see that those things that we had to leave behind, that we had to leave for dead, were still there and getting worse. They made Star Wars worse with Disney Star Wars, made it even worse. They continued to trample over Doctor Who and push it deeper into the mud, making it hard to dig up. And finally, this past month, because people ignored how bad Curse and Trek was because it wasn't breaking through. It wasn't noticed by the world at large. So here we are. We've come so far. And because now the world has realized how bad Star Trek has become under Kurtzman, I say now, I do not believe in the no-win scenario. Because you know what will happen, and it happened a little bit with Star Wars, and it should keep happening. It happened with Doctor Who a little bit, and it should happen now with Star Trek. The real deal, the actual shows and movies and literature and comics, it's all still there. It hasn't gone anywhere, especially if you own it on physical media. It is still there to share, to introduce to a new generation. That is why I say I do not believe in no-win scenario, because, and I'm going to steal this line from them. Nothing's really ever dead. I'm going to steal it from them. I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back and make it great again. Nothing's ever really dead because we keep it alive. The true fans, the passionate fans, the lifeblood of everything. We keep it alive. We talk about it. We share it. We watch it. We make sure to celebrate it on its proper anniversaries. And we keep up the pressure of pointing out when shit is shit. You keep up the reviews that show how bad all these things are. And people want to say Star Wars is dead, Star Trek is dead, Doctor Who is dead. It's by saying that, it is my belief that by saying that, you let them win. That's why you have to give it the proper monikers. Disney Star Wars is dead. Kurtzman Trek is dead. Shooty Who is dead. Rings of Power is dead. Give it the proper names. That's what you need to give it the proper names, because real Star Wars, when anybody picks up a real Star Wars book or turns on one of the 6 real Star Wars movies, they watch those and it all comes flooding back. I mean, just today, not today, just this week, there was a lot of pushing of prequel bashing by, I would say, gay ops, fake fans, trying to take pressure off how bad Disney Star Wars is doing by saying, oh, the prequel trilogy. Listen, prequel trilogy is not high art, but it's still Star Wars, and it hits the right notes when you need it to. But they tried to say that so much that it was shit to said, and it started a discussion online of why you hating on this. Where did this come from? And that's why I say it's gay ops. It's all kabuki theater, fake shit. Take the pressure off Disney Star Wars. Because right now, you look at the same time, we're talking about, excuse me, we're talking about Kurtzman Trek. Kurtzman Trek is dead. Real Star Trek is not. You know why it's not? Because, again, look right behind me. TNG, right there. It's right there. I could plug a Blu-ray in anytime and watch it. In fact, TOS could watch it. DS9, every Sunday. Brad, me, Fractured, Hitman. We watch an episode of DS9, and Brad then edits our conversations into a video. It's all still there. None of it is dead unless you let it be dead. And I really wish a lot of the larger voices would say this. A lot of people just want to say, this is dead, because it gets traction and it makes people feel super angry, and then they let their emotion ride with the anger. Be angry at what they did to what we love. Be angry that Kurtzman Trek is a skid mark on Star Trek's history. Be angry that Disney Star Wars raped and murdered a lot of the lore to get where it is today. Be angry that Jodie Whittaker and Ncuti Gatwa annihilated 60 years of Doctor Who. Be angry about that. Be righteously angry. Share your thoughts. Share your feelings. But when you're done, when you've gotten it out of your system, go back and watch what you loved, or read it, or play it if it's got a game that you love that is associated with it. Go back to it, because you know what? The greatness is still there. There must be, there's got to be yin and yang in this. There's got to be the positive with the negative. You got to balance it out. You cannot let it all just consume you. That is why I hate the pure anger rage grifters. That's why I don't like them, because they want you to stay angry, because that feeds their grifting nature. They don't want to talk about, I remember how it's good. Oh, it's dead. It's dead, and it's a... No, it's real. It's alive. If I was being more diligent, we would be much farther along in our expanded universe book club. But I don't have time to sit down and read a book. I got to be in a certain mood to sit down and read a book. My mind is very active these days. Put them back in order the way they were. My mind is active, so I can't I can't just sit down and read the book. Also, I am hoping to, now that the channel's growing, maybe more people pay attention, I'm hoping to evolve the book club into what I always wanted to be, a live stream panel discussion. I'm really hoping to evolve that in there. I am thinking about some new types of panel discussion groups, considering the interest so many show in No Man's reviews. I'm considering adapting that into another thing, but I get sidetracked. Let's stay on topic here. Sorry. But it's all still there. It hasn't gone away. Reading a Star Wars book still fills me with joy. Playing a good Star Wars game still fills me with joy. Watching real Star Trek still fills me with joy and the hope that was intended. That is what we have to go along with. That is where we need to be. And here's why I say nothing. These things aren't really dead. You know why they're not really dead? Very simple thing. There are points, and this, go back to the very first time Jed and I streamed together. It's way back there on the Natural 20 playlist. Way back then. And we have the discussion of, can any of these things be saved? Yes. Everything I've just talked about, there is a way to save them when they're in the better hands of better caretakers. Star Wars can be saved when it is no longer a part of Disney Co. And somebody who looks at the numbers and realizes, oh, Disney Star Wars has no fan base. It has a stand base. It has no profitability. If I wipe it out, nobody's going to really care. The very small, very vocal, but very small minority stand base don't amount to anything. You can restore it very easily. You just have to wipe everything out and go to the EU. The heavy lifting's done. And animate it. Just don't try to live action it. Just animate it. Just animate it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Trust me. Believe me. Or, as X-Wing and I were talking about on Ballbusters a few weeks ago, if you're really smart, you run a parallel Star Wars production line. You run the regular EU and you run Old Republic stories at the same time. You run them parallel. And that would revitalize the entire fan base. Very simple equation. So Star Wars could be saved. You just have to have the balls to erase Disney Star Wars like they tried to erase real Star Wars. Because think about it. What did Disney Star Wars do in 2012, 2013, 2014 when they started their bullshit? They literally erased real Star Wars, calling it Legend. They erased it. They kicked it to the curb. It was done once. You can do it again by just calling it Disney Star Wars. You separate it, you cut it out, and you throw it away. It can be done. And then you let it rest a bit, and then you start over. It's a very simple equation. Could Star Trek be saved? Yes. Yes. Very easily. You do what TNG did. You jump forward 100 years. And you toss Kurtzman Trek away. You give a little homage in the very beginning, just like TNG did to TOS. But you go forward. New crew, new adventures. I'm sure there's somebody out there who knows what they're doing, Terry Metalis. I'm sure there are people out there who understand real Star Trek still. Now, we would lose Picard season 3, but it's an acceptable loss. It's an acceptable loss. I'm willing to give it up. It was fun. It was nice. It was pleasant. But if I could get another 60 years of real Star Trek, you damn straight I'd throw it away. You damn straight. I got 60 years left in me. I can live to be over 100. I know I can. Let's go. Freaking go. Can you save Doctor Who? Doctor Who is the easiest one to save. The Doctor lies, but so does the Master. Timeless Children. Didn't happen. Tricked by the Master. Very simple. Very simple. That's all it would take. Timeless Children didn't happen. Jodie Whittaker didn't happen. All a bad fever dream of a possible bad regeneration. Tricked by the Master. You're done. Doctor Who's saved. Peter Capaldi regenerates into a real man. Another real man. Peter Capaldi was a man. Don't get me wrong. I love Peter Capaldi. Love him. But he regenerates into another real man, and you go forward. Jodie Whittaker, Shidogawa, never happened. Very easy. Lord of the Rings doesn't need saving because it's Lord of the Rings. Rings of Power has been rejected. It doesn't need saving. It's fine. And I'm sure there are other things out there we worry about, but these things can be saved. So I reject people saying this is dead, that is dead. Nothing's dead. You want it to be dead because it fuels your narrative that promotes whatever content you're creating. That tells me that part of you doesn't really care. You're willing to give it up. I'm not willing to give it up. I will continue to fight, collect, protect, preserve. I used to say that just for Star Wars. Now I could say it for a lot of things. Collect, protect, preserve. Protect your favorite franchises. Gatekeep. This chat is called the Gatekeepers for a reason. Because I believe in you guys. I believe you will protect these things. Just like I want to. Going forward in 2026 through the rest of this decade into 2030s. This is the attitude we have to have. Collect, protect, preserve. It's an old saying from this channel a long time ago because we are 5 years in of this channel, and I am going to try and remember some of the stuff we started with, the ideas that I started with before I went a little astray and tried to chase news topics to grow the channel. Collect, protect, preserve. Analyze, discuss, point out why it's bad, point out where it's good, point out where you can go forward. Collect, protect, preserve. That's what we have to do. No more of this. It's dead shit. No more. It's dead. Celebrate what was there. Remember it. Cherish it. Share it. Remind everybody. Be positive. Like I said before, be angry. Let it out. Attack that shit. Rip it apart. But then remind everybody why it was great. Very simple. Don't black pill. I've been there. I did it. I've told the story in the past. I blackpilled on Star Wars for 7 years. 7 years. It wasn't until 2018, 2019 where I pulled myself out. And I said, I can't do this. There has to be something I still love in there. And I went back and I rebuilt my missing books of my collection. Because I was missing the early part of the first New Republic arc because they'd been lost in a box in a Quonset hut in Florida after my stepdad divorced my mom. So I lost access to those books. So I had to reacquire some books, and that was the beginning. And then I rewatched everything, and I remembered how much I loved Star Wars and what it meant to me as a first generation fan and an EU guy. Remember what you love. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. That's you got. You have to balance it all out. All right. Yeah. Listen, I am working on an idea for a video right now. Brad mentions her, Tawny Newsome. She is a cancer. She's a menace. What? All right. Yeah. No, I'm not going to yell more. I'm going to be a wise old man. Sam Witwer is not your friend. He's not anybody's friend. He is psychotic as well. I have no love for Sam Witwer. I don't care what Dre says. I have no love for Sam Witwer. So wait, now I'm gonna have dementia now because I'm Benjamin Button. I'm gonna have mental dementia. I'm so great. So you're all saying I'm gonna lose my mind. I've already lost my mind. I reviewed Star Trek Starfleet Academy episode 5 yesterday. Terrible. Not gonna spoil anything. Go watch my review. Glorious. It's glorious. All right. That monologue went on a lot longer than I thought it would. I actually had no idea where I was going to go with it. I just started and it just flowed. It flowed like poetry because it rhymes. Anyway, hope everybody's doing all right today on this Friday. It's Friday, everybody. It's Friday. It's still cold as fuck outside. Cold as fuck. All right. Not as fuck, just cold. it's not in the teens or the low 20s where it's in the 30s. It's a heat wave. And let me see. Am I going to get any more snow? They've been teasing it. Hold on a second. Yeah, they say it's going to snow here today, but I doubt it. Wait. 90%? Right around now? Go fuck yourself. My new shovel doesn't arrive till tomorrow. I bought a shovel, a nice, cool shovel. It's really cool. I like it, but it's not going to get here till tomorrow. So, Dre didn't want Sam Witwer in charge of Star Wars. He just said give him a break, but I'm not going to give him a break. I'm not, because Sam Witwer's a psychopath too. He's a psychopath too. But yeah, so it's still cold here. How can it be? How is it going to snow? It's 33 degrees. It's not quite freezing. Oh, whatever. I hate this weather. I hate it here. Anyway, all right. So what do we got today? I've done my monologue, so that's that out of the way. I have nothing else though. Although I do want to say it is kind of funny, because we talked about it once already this week. It is funny how they are really trying to push James Gunn's Superman DCU right now with the revelation of what Ted Sarandos said earlier in the week. They are really trying to tell us that it's all successful and it all works, that we should be excited. And it's laughable. It's laughable. It really is. They're trying to remind us it's so positive. It's filled with, they made a new word, hopium. I'm seeing a word running around in the Guntard circles that Superman 2025 is hopium. Yeah. No, you're huffing copium. Weirdos. Anyway, so that's a funny one. If we had a roundtable this weekend, I'd probably focus a little more on that, but we don't. Anyway, so what are we going to do? We're going to look at the news. And there's the rules are the same as always. Let's see. You guys throwing anything out there yet? No, you're not, but that's okay. That's all right. Ugh. All right. Why don't we dive into the news? We've went a long way here, and there's some stuff I know we're going to stop on in the news and talk about, at least without looking at the articles. There are some headlines I know we're going to stop and talk about, and some stuff that we talked about the other day that I see that we're going to come back to, that I'm going to add some commentary to. So why don't we fire up the news and see where it takes us? And I can hear my dryer rumbling in the distance right now, and I hope you guys can't hear it. Okay. Network. I don't care about your music. Cut your cable. You can still watch the Olympics on TV with these indoor TV antennas. Nobody's watching the Olympics. Maybe a couple people might watch the event they're interested in, but no one's watching the Olympics, and especially not the Winter Olympics. The Winter Olympics are far more boring than the Summer Olympics, and the Summer Olympics are already boring as well. I mean, once again, as I said yesterday, no offense to the Olympians. You guys have trained your asses off to compete there and go have a lot of sex on the Olympic playground. Because remember, a lot of sex happens during the Olympics. But you're doing it for yourself, and that's cool. But the world doesn't care. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. Oh, hang on. Oh, I was hunching over there. Not good. Oh, here we go. Variations on a theme wins at Rotterdam. Don't care. Before this Oscar season ends, one film already deserves consideration for the next Meet Josephine. Nobody cares about Oscars. I don't care about business news, music. Although I would say go watch Kid Rock's halftime show rather than Bad Bunny. Go watch that if you're watching the Super Bowl this weekend. M. Night Shyamalan remain with Jake Gyllenhaal's February 2027 release date. M. Night Shyamalan, ding dong, still making movies? What? Why haven't we ostracized him from entertainment? M. Night Shyamalan made 2 interesting movies, and that was it. Everything else is garbage. Everything. I mean, Sixth Sense was interesting because the first time you got what a twist, and you get surprised. And I guess you could say, what's superhero one? I forget its name. Unbreakable. You could say Unbreakable is also interesting. But everything else is just him jerking himself off and trying to tell you it's art when it's not. You guys just made me watch one of his movies the other day, The Happening. What a load of shit. He had one trick and he did it too many times. Timothy Busfeld indicted on child sex abuse charges. Well, gonna try and edit him out of. Gonna be weird to watch A Field of Dreams. He's in that one, and I like that movie. It's gonna be weird. Yeah. All right. So it had everybody. It had all the Democrats as different animals. It wasn't just it wasn't just Big Mike jerking himself off, and next to Barry. That's fake news. NBC unveiled new 100th anniversary branding spots and tagline during Super Bowl and Winter Olympics this weekend. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. Okay. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? Share producer slasher Big Baby. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Excuse me. Cher produced slasher Big Baby from Spider-1. Boarded most pictures. I don't care what Cher's doing in that. The whole Milani situation. I'm not even going to talk about that. Too many. It's mud. Waters are muddied. Brandy. I don't care about your music. How to watch the Olympics. I'm not going to watch the Olympics. Stop trying to tell me to watch the Olympics. Wegovy takes the Super Bowl with sizable commercial to spur visions of weight loss. You know, I'm losing weight just fine on my own. I was told yesterday I'm losing weight just fine. I was told I'm doing all right. Donald Trump shares AI video. We already talked about that. It's all bullshit. Listen, is it beneath the office of the presidency? Yes. But is it funny because he's a troll? Yes. Global Constellation, don't care. Amazon spent $22.4 billion on content in 2025, up 10%. And they made nothing on it. Fallout Season 2 was a disaster. A disaster. I don't care if Hoda Cope returns to today. Don't care. Germany to impose commitment on streamers and broadcasters to invest in local content and boost public funding for the film. Pay us money to indoctrinate you. No. Let's see. Bring her back. No. Let's keep going. Okay. Survival drama The Wild Between Us starring Nuremberg actor. I don't know who that is, and I don't care. Squid Game creator Huang Dong Hyuk Zhang Ji. Oh, she's still acting? And Jiang Zhenke to lead masterclasses at Hong Kong's Asian Film Awards. Sure. Don't care. Mark Ruffalo is insane. Tells Kevin O'Leary to shut the fuck up for criticizing Billie Eilish's Grammy speech. Listen. Mark Ruffalo has brain damage. Billie Eilish is ugly. And she's retarded. Mark Ruffalo is insane. So let's just point and laugh at him. It's so funny that you need to react to this stuff. Arco review. Oscar nominated French animation tells an environmentally conscious sci-fi story with hope for the future. Oh, you could fuck right off there. The Incomer review. Quaint and heartwarming Scottish Isle fable earns its heartwarming finale. Is there anything else here? Anything at all? All right. Here we go. This one is one I was ready to talk about. Baldur's Gate HBO series in the works from The Last of Us co-creator Craig Mazin. Now, if we had a roundtable this weekend, we would talk about this definitely, but we don't. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of time here. I didn't play Baldur's Gate. I did not play Baldur's Gate. I'm not going to play Baldur's Gate 3 because I'm not interested in it. But it is a choices matter game. It is a choices matter, choices, consequences, all that kind of jazz. You should not, let me repeat this in case you're in the back of the room. You can't hear me. You should not make shows and movies on games where choices matter, where it's about the game that you create as the player. Shouldn't do that because it destroys the narratives of the story. And you instantly piss off everybody who loves it. This is a bad idea. We're not even going to talk about how it's the guy who did Last of Us TV show. We're not even going to touch that because I didn't watch that shit either. But it's always a bad idea to try and adapt something that has many endings, no canon ending, and people invest hundreds of thousands of hours into it to create their own world. Bad idea. You're going to fuck it up, and you're about to find the fuck out. Hiccups. Crap, trying to hold my breath and not cough at the same time. Rebecca Ferguson did not name the idiot actor who screamed at her, made her cry on set because telling that story wasn't about the person; it was about me. I don't care. I'm not. Listen. I don't goon for Rebecca Ferguson or sim for her, so I don't give a fuck. All right, Claire Obscure, Extra 33 developer receives French cultural honor. No, it deserves it. Great game. Isabella Merced set to star a new film adaptation of Sega zombie franchise, The House of the Dead, and nobody's going to watch it because she's not really a star. She's also going to be in Superman Man and tomorrow. So once again, James Gunn reminds us he's a one-trick pony ensemble cast douche. Analog 3D is getting limited edition variants of unreleased N64 colorways, including Atomic Purple. Okay. Some kind of fancy lawyer lingo? Marvel's Wolverine developer just dropped a big tease for another hero fans believe. So, all right, well, let's just list all the lawyers in the Marvel. I don't listen. Why don't you let your game come out and let it not be a failure before you start talking more? See, now I didn't play the game, so I can't do that. All right. Oh yes, I know this. I saw this one when I woke up this morning. Tomb Raider TV series set video shows Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, complete with dual pistols. That's all they care about. She's got the two guns, but she looks terrible. She looks terrible in those photos. Looks terrible. Look at this. I'm talking news, and they're busy planning a gay meetup in Florida for MegaCon. I hope you guys are happy together. Anyway, Cillian Murphy, Domhnall Gleeson, and Louis Capaldi are bizarrely all in Taylor Swift's music video. These are things I don't need to know. There's things I don't need to know. Ask a different question. Is his sister coming? And if her sister's coming, maybe Dermy will show up. Sorry, Dom. Resident Evil fans ridiculed Requiem's family-friendly Nintendo Direct trailer where experienced agent Leon S. Kennedy can't make a single shot. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it. Not going to touch it because I haven't played the games. Listen, Dom is always a patriot. It just depends where his patriot point tally is. He's always a patriot. He could just have low patriot points at the moment. That's all. But yeah, I'm not going to remark on Resident Evil. That is for the Resident Evil boys to comment on, not me. High Guard's next major update drops today. Here's what to do. It's been out for a week. It's been out for a week, and it gets a major update that nobody cares about. You know what? Shits and giggles. Shits and giggles. Let's check High Guard. High Guard. High Guard. High Guard. Yes, I'm a human. High Guard. Oh, lordy, lordy. Let's have a looky. 4,000 playing right now. Nobody's playing this game. Nobody. Nobody's playing this game. All you have is a week. Look at this. Nobody's playing this game. So it's funny. Like, oh, look. This is the shill gaming media still trying to carry water for bullshit. You know, guys, look, there's an update. Don't you want to play it? No, nobody wants to play a fucking game. Embark can live for a long time thanks to Arc Raiders. Huge success, CEO says. Oh, they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money. I got to blow my nose real quick. Hold on. Okay, yeah. They made a lot of money. I may not agree with the aspects of the game, but they made a lot of money. And they tease map updates, aggression-based matchmaking, and more as it heads to 2026. I'm happy the game is successful. I just wish it had a PvE mode. Then I'd be interested. That's just me. That's just me. Launching Neo 3 on PC at the same time as the PS5 is paying off for Koei Tecmo as new RPG smashes player counts for series on Steam. Yeah, I never played the first two games, so I'm not going to bother with that game. I got my sights set on Crimson Desert in a month. Oh, baby. The internet, and developer Larian react to HBO's Baldur 3 Gate sequel TV. Yes, yeah. People aren't excited. I don't think. Japanese developer behind tech that Studio Ghibli's Hayao Miyazaki called an insult to life itself to release Cozy God sim game. Cozy God. That's too much words, and I don't care. Riftbound's first state of the game update offers players a deeper look into their plans for 2026. What is Riftbound? What is Riftbound? I don't know what Riftbound is. I don't know. Lobby allowed back in the country. Avengers 2 star Ian McKellen has now reenacted the moment Magneto destroys, spoiler, in the movie. Yeah, Sir Ian, don't do any promotional work for this. You're making it difficult. We love you, but stop. And this is yesterday's news. Oh, Ghost Yote exceeded sales. Oh, well, let's go to here for that one. So Sony claims Ghost Yote outsold Ghost of Tsushima, but is that unit sold the revenue? Now, here's the thing. I've been thinking about this one since we talked about it yesterday a minute. Excuse me. Think about what they said. It sold better in a window than Ghost of Tsushima. But what has it sold since? It doesn't matter what Ghost of Yote sold in its initial launch window. It made money. We're not going to deny it made Sucker Punch money. It sold enough units to make money. But where is it now? Where is it on track for its lifetime sales? Because Ghost of Tsushima, well, I believe was about 13, 14 million units lifetime. Where is Ghost of Yote right now? 6 months later? 5 months later? I forget when it came out. Bullshit. But here's my point to that. The Ghost of Yote dick suckers wanted to praise it. That is when I really started to hate the grifters, because those jackasses made it so hard to have that conversation with their behavior during that. But the Ghost of Yote cocksuckers, where are they now? Where's the game now? Nobody talks about this game at all. Completely fallen off. Gone, even. Because you know what? It wasn't really a success. It was a snapshot in time success, but its lifetime will not be a success because it didn't land with the broader audience. That's why. God, it's all in the minutia. It's all in the nuance. Jimmy Kimmel keeps crying over Melania, which is sad. Well, he's a sad individual. I don't care about Disney, Epcot, and Frozen. And I don't care about what's going on there with the more parks. I don't care about your parks. Don't care about it. And that's the news. We're sticking to it. Let's put that away. What do you got for me? Looks like you're plotting something in the chat. Well, I'll give you a chance to plot a little bit more. Anyway, so what do we got? Tonight? It's Ball Busters. I have learned that our guest is Emerald Green Arrow. He is our guest tonight on Ball Busters. I think I streamed with him once. I'm not sure. Listen, I didn't. Nobody asked for it either. Nobody asked for a Big Mike movie. Nobody asked for a Melania movie. And I don't really care. Listen, the Melania movie is something that people on the right want to get behind, and they want to use it as a win, but it's something that shouldn't even been about anything in the first place. So it's kabuki theater. It's part of the kabuki theater, and that's why I don't care about it. I'm happy enough knowing that Melania is super fucking hot, and that's good enough for me. But I don't care about that. So we got Ballbusters tonight, 11 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, at some point, Jed and I will record and upload RoboCop for Drive-In. We've also got Where No Man Wants to Go reviews with myself, Jed, Brad, and now Jeremy at 6 p.m. Eastern. And no roundtable this weekend because it's Super Bowl Sunday, and it's just dumb to run an afternoon show that runs into the evening on Super Bowl Sunday. It's just not smart. So I'm going to take the day off. And it seems you guys are planning something. Going to give Dom a minute here, as looks like Kratos has fed him something to torture me with, an article, something. We'll see. We got time. Listen, I got nothing else to do today. I got laundry to do today. That's what I got to do today. Yesterday was Star Trek today. Today is laundry day. We already got a good start. Towels are done. Linens are done. Towels and linens kind of thing. We're talking sheets, linens. That's done. Now I just got to get to my other hamper. My shirts and my underwear. So I just got to get to my other hamper. And then I'll be good. Then I'll be there. So I went to bed. I went to bed relatively early. I went to bed before 2 last night. I'm getting to bed earlier more often than not. And it feels good. Waking up with enough time to get shit done before we get to this. I mean, there are times where I'll wake up right when the alarm goes off, right before the show starts, because I've been up too late. And now I've been going to bed early again, getting up early enough to get shit done. So, no, Dermy's going to be a pack lid on the thumbnail. Dermy's going to be a pack lid. I already got that worked out. I'm gonna make Dermy a pack lid. I had to find a good screen cap where I can get a full-bodied pack lid, and I got one. Anyway, man, you know what the thing is though? After shitting them over, hang on, there we go. Dom H for $15. I DM'd you something to look at. Thank you, Dom. And we know that Kratos gave it to him, but thank you guys for this. I appreciate the support. Let me open up the DMs and see what y'all have installed for me here now. Notice how we also call it DMs. They call it chat. We still call it DMs. Okay. Oh, another pleated jeans. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, that's interesting. Interesting. Kratos, 4-month member. I support Dom's thing. Thanks for the membership, whoever. Yeah, that was Dom gave you that membership the other night. Dom gave you that membership, Kratos. So you can thank Dom. It was Dom's gifted membership the other night. All right, let's see what we got here. Now, for the record, I am not a tattoo guy. I know a lot of you guys have tattoos. I'm just not a tattoo guy. I couldn't. One, I've got super sensitive skin, so I'm not going to cause trauma to it if I don't have to. Secondly, I can't live with something forever like that. I have bad enough. I have moles that I have to live with for the most part forever. I don't need a tattoo. Don't need a tattoo. But I will do my best to judge these as somebody who's not a tattoo guy. 40 surprisingly well executed but totally awful tattoo designs. Tattoo artists often recognize poor designs and may suggest changes or discourage getting a tattoo altogether. However, some clients insist on getting what they want. In the case of these images, the artists use their skills to make the best out of a bad situation. Occasionally, these attempts result in surprisingly good tattoos that are both cringeworthy and well executed and are shared on the internet, where they elicit both disgust and admiration. There we go. This is a wine tattoo. Okay, that is very clever, but the fact that you have to position your arm is retarded. That it's retarded that you do that, but it is clever. It is clever. I'll give it that. A chair with a particular emblem on its ass. I don't get it. That's just oh, because there's an ass crack. It's supposed to be a tramp stamp. I guess that's a weird tramp stamp to get. This tattoo, them, that's permanent, right? Me. Oh, that's a dermy tattoo right there. That's a dermy tattoo. Oh no, see, here's the thing. Get that shit cut off. I used to have you can't the scar is really faded. I used to have a massive mole right here. One thing I got from my biological father's side of the family, moles. I mean, you see right here. You see the one I got on the lip right here. I hate this thing. I hate it with a passion. But I've been hesitant for my entire life to get it cut off. As soon as I can afford to, I'm getting this thing lopped off. I hate it. I've grown to really, really hate the mole on my upper lip. I hate the mole on my upper lip. Point is, if something's like that, God damn it. There we go. Something like that, cut that shit off. I used to have a nasty one right here on my neck. I got that removed when I was 13, I think. Oh, so you gotta get these things. Shouldn't let that, because that is that's cancer risk, man. That's cancer risk, dude. Get that shit cut off. But it's funny, Air Jordan. But that's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's just fucking wrong. That's fucking wrong. That is wrong. Very, very wrong. You know my problem with this one, and this is something I'm going to reiterate for some of these other ones I know. If you end up with a skinkiness or something wrong there, how are you going to know? Because the tattoo's covering it. I went on a date today. He proudly showed me this tattoo. Okay. It's an ankle tattoo of a frog on a unicycle. Not a very good job, though. Whoa, client. I went out to that makes me feel drunk when I look at it. Yeah, that's a little fucked up. That's an arm? Yeah, that's an arm, it looks like. That's an arm. Better question, Dom. What if you got a tattoo of Dermy on you? Remember, you are his Dommy Wami. This Minion tattoo, okay, that's really good art, but no. It looked like on a thigh or a leg. I can't tell. The sick tattoo on some dude's like, this is fucked up. This is fucked up. Fucked up. How do you know right here? What if there's something wrong with your leg? How are you going to know? And that's a dude? That's a really feminine looking leg on a dude. Crossover. Oh, wow. That's nightmare fuel. That's fucking nightmare fuel. That's the baby in the sun is the eye of Sauron. Oh, that's nightmare fuel. Fucking Teletubbies, dude. Oh, this sub is the first thing I thought of when I saw this tattoo. That's just wrong. Ew! What is wrong with you? Septum piercing. That's what's wrong with her. Ugh. Why would I make a bet for I would never make a bet like that. Never. I'm never going to do a bet where I get a tattoo. Never going to do that. This is wrong. There is a fad out there right now of people tattooing freckles onto their face. Why would you put sprinkles all over you? Idiot. This football tattoo. That's a football tattoo? A fellow Redditor's tattoo of his two favorite drummers, Ringo and Animal. It looks bad, though. Looks bad. This tattoo sleeve. You permanently got flannel on your skin. I don't get it. I don't get doing this to yourself. Listen, you do a regular act. I can understand something like this. I really cannot understand doing something like this. I just cannot. It is beyond my level of understanding. I just don't understand it. I can understand these. I can understand this, but I cannot understand this. Contributing to Tattoo Tuesday. Tattoos have to have meaning. Retarded. Teach a man to fish, then to tattoo his leg. That's an interesting thing to do. Very interesting. A little creepy, but interesting. Yin Yang tattoo. Ugh. Yeah. Hey, look, that guy's got some moles he's gonna have to look at right there. You gotta be careful. Sunflower seeds tattoo. That's revolting. That's disgusting. Why would you do that to yourself? Why? Been saving this blobfish tattoo for today. So here's so ugly it's beautiful. It is ugly. It is ugly. Such a good tattoo of a cat, but oh, what the fuck? Seriously? What? Dude, some people need to go to prison. Some people need to go to prison. My friend was going to get a knee tattoo. My friend was going to get two, but then he took an arrow to the knee. Yeah. That's weird. That's weird. A toad knee tattoo. Creepy. Very creepy. Yeah, I think you guys told me that when we watched it. A skeleton arm tattoo with the wrong anatomy. Yeah, that's a spinal cord. That's a spinal cord. And ribs. Oops. A friend of a friend's tattoo. Ha 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 ha. Nick Cage leg tattoo. Wow. I'm sorry. I could not go through life with Nick Cage tattooed on my body. Couldn't do that, man. Couldn't do that. I don't love Nick Cage enough for that. Hardcore Star Wars tattoo. I don't need my Leia to be Kiss. I don't need that. I really don't. I don't need that in my life. Don't need that. Whoa! Whoa! No, leave Usagi alone. What are you doing? Oh, wow. Some things should not be seen. Oh my goodness. No. Pretty sure this goes here. Yeah, I don't know about that. PlayStation watercolor tattoo. Well, that's a Sony boy. That's Sony bro right there. I love my PlayStation. It's a great console, but I ain't doing that shit. This deeply unsettling set. That's unsettling. That I feel like it's a Gould. Forget that. I feel like that's a Gould, dude. Ugh. Oh, that's funny though. That's funny. Gross, but funny. That's fucked up. You should seek help. Seek help. Seek a lot of help. Ugh. No, thank you. Why would you put a celebrity on your body like this? Why would you do that? My tattoo artist's favorite thing to tattoo is food porn, literally pornographic food. A butt plug radish. No, thank you. This Peppa Pig tattoo, that's gross. That is weird and wrong and gross. Subjectively, no, it is not. Why is there the Sailor Moon hate going on? Don't do this. No. Presented without caption. Is that Harry Potter with a stitch in his mouth like a ball gag? There's something wrong with people. Something wrong with people. All right. We gotta go that fast. We gotta go that one fast. Can't linger on that one. Cannot linger on that one. But you saw it. You saw it. Yes. Hey. Yes. And that was all of them. Can't linger on that last one. Terms of service. All right. I've already got one strike. I can't risk another one. Anyway. All right. Thank you, Dom, for that. There we go. All right. Okay, so looks like that's it. And my headphones just shut off again. Doesn't matter. We're done anyway. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me today. I hope you had a good time. You could show me that you had a good time by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, leaving comments, watching videos. Go watch the Starfleet Academy review. It's cooking right now. You'll have a good time. I'll see you guys later today on Ball Busters on Dermy's channel. So until then, be safe, be warm, and have a good rest of your day. Take it easy, guys. We're not still live. Still what? What are we still live? What the fuck? Shit.